Good morning and welcome to my YouTube channel of astrologer Anil Aggarwala. Today we will be talking about the charts of Narender Modi, Kejriwal and Rahul Gandhi. You see, basically let me tell you that I do analysis as per the Tamil scriptures and Tamil classics and not purely on Parashar techniques, because Parashar techniques are not more than 60%. Your predictions, what you get from Prashar techniques, are only 60%. Say, for example, I'll give you the parameters what we use in the Tamil classics, whereas in the Parashar we only use the D10, D1, D9, and D10, and nothing beyond that. Whereas in the Tamil classics, to analyze the career or business prospects, we see the 10th house from Lagna, Moon and Saturn, and then Sun also. Karak Grah is Saturn and Upakarak Grah is Sun. Bhavat Bhavam, the 7th house. Dashma Rood, Vyavsay Arood. Divisional charts D1, D9, D10, D11. Midcus plot of the 10th house. 6th house and 6th lord. 11th house and 11th lord, and the Navamsha lord of the 11th house is most important. And then Indu Lagna, Shri Lagna, Vyavsay Sahem, transit, and then Vimshotri Dasha and the Dasha. Then we use the D6 of D10, which is not used in the Prashar techniques. Then you talk about the Vimshotri Dasha. Now, say for example, we have to see the Dasha of Jupiter. Then the Dasha Varga chart of Jupiter is drawn, whereas you have no such technique in Parashar. We construct a chart for Jupiter. How are the planets placed? How many planets are exalted? How many planets are in own sign in the Dasha of Jupiter? What is the strength of Jupiter in the Jupiter Dasha? And then if you go further on, then Jupiter will be same. Jupiter Saturn is D19 of D16. There is no such combinations in Parashar. So what I am trying to tell you is that the Tamil classics give you a wonderful analysis, and then on top of it, in Parashar we use only the Varshfal, whereas in the Tamil classic we use what is called the DPYH, Daily Yearly Progression Chart, and the progression of planets. So according to the progression of planets, we see what is the chart made normally. In the individual's case, it is this, after some years, the second house rises, then the third house rises, or maximum the fourth house rises. So what are the conditions? How is the moon placed? How is the Lagna Lord placed? And what is the condition of the Lagna Lord and 10th Lord in the progression chart? And how are the Garbhashishta planets? I was sorry to mention, in the career we also use the Garbhashishta planets, whereas though no mention of Garbhashishta planets in the Parashar techniques. So what I am trying to tell you is that I do an elaborate analysis, and then I don't touch the birth chart until unless I construct the dynamic charts. So what is the time when you are doing the analysis? At that point of time, how are the planets placed? How are the planets in the Panchapakshi, the technique of 5 birds? How is the Kota in the Kota Chakar? How is the Kotapal and Kot Swami present? In what condition? And then in Kal Chakar, where are the planets placed? Where are the Dasha Lords placed? There is no such technique in Parashar. Then I do the Ashtak Mangla Prashna. So I use Prashna by 3 methods: by Parashar, then by B.V. Raman, and then by the South Indian technique, so called the Jamakul Prashna. And then I come to the Ashtak Mangala Prashna. Then you go to the birth chart, and where I first of all give importance to the fifth house, whereas 100% astrologers they jump on Lagna. Why I do the fifth house is the Atma enters from the fifth house when a woman goes on a family way, and when the soul reaches the fourth house, the development of the body takes place, and when the soul reaches the Lagna, then the physical entity, the Atma takes the shape of a physical entity, and the caretakers, the parents or the caretakers, they look after the child, educate him, marry him, and then the Atma reaches the 10th house, which is also the house of the last breath, and then the Atma goes out of the 9th house. So life is just like a sine curve and a pendulum of watch. The pendulum of watch connects the Lagna, the fulcrum, and the pendulum keeps on touching the 7th house, 9th house, and the 5th house. 5th house is our Purv Janma Karma. 9th house is our Dharma. 10th house is the 4th from 4th and 10th from 10th. And 9th house is 9th from 9th, and 5th house is 9th from 9th, and 9th house is 5th from 5th, and Lagna is 7th from 7th. So all the importance is given to the Lagna, 7th house, 5th house, because the pendulum keeps on touching these houses. If you have good planets in these houses and the dasha of those are running, then immediately you come to know that what is the status of a person. And if there are bad planets placed in these houses and the dasha is in operation, then the person is in trouble. So this also technique is nowhere in Parashar, and this is my research also. As far as the pendulum of watch is concerned, I relate with an astrologer who has very good planets in Lagna, 7th house, 5th house, 9th house, especially Jupiter, Ketu, Moon, and the 5th house, 9th house, 5th house and 10th house combination is there, then he can become a very good astrologer. So this is all, friends. I just wanted to share that as per Narendra Modi's chart, it is a boon for him this year as per the progression chart, and he will rise to the occasion, and he will his status will remain the same. There is no status fall, so he becomes the Prime Minister of the country, because the combinations are very strong as far as his progression chart and the natal chart is concerned. Now coming to Arvind Kejriwal. Arvind Kejriwal in the 9th house has debilitated Saturn and Moon. As I told you, the pendulum keeps on touching the 7th house, 5th house and 9th house, and 9th house has got a Punarfu Yoga and also a very bad yoga of Saturn and Moon, and the dasha of Saturn is in operation and Saturn is debilitated, and as per the dasha varga of D19, the planets Saturn is placed in an inimical sign in Leo, and the worst thing is that the Moon, that the Sun and Ketu are together, so the Rahu becomes forward, and his 3 or 4 years become extremely bad or full of hurdles, and there is a Bandhan Yoga also, as I have calculated. No astrologer had pointed out, and if he has pointed out, it is much after what I had predicted. So this is all, friends, as far as the Arvind Kejriwal is concerned. He has a status fall, and so has the Rahul Gandhi. So using all these above parameters which I have mentioned, I find that Narendra Modi's chart is the strongest, and there is no status fall. Until unless there is a status fall, a person cannot fall from his position. So Narendra Modi retains his seat for the 3rd time, and he hits an hat-trick, and whereas Arvind Kejriwal and Rahul Gandhi have status fall, and you will see for yourself after the 4th of June, which As per Prashna also I have predicted, and my article on the same has come out in the May edition of Star Teller on the page 7, where I've analyzed the Prashna by 8 techniques, and I've come to the conclusion that Narendra Modi may acquire, the NDA may acquire about 360 to 370 seats. So this is all, friends, I just wanted to share. Thank you very much for listening to me. Have a good day. Good luck. Bye bye.